What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. To focus in on what went wrong for Michel Therrien in Montreal. There are people calling for his head last year, but I think the fact they were without their best player and the best goalie in the world for 3/4 of the season, gave them the benefit of the doubt. And this year, they tempered off after a really hot start. I think Therrien's one of those guys, and bear with me on this. He's kind of like Jim Harbaugh in that he's a great fit for a few years, and then his message falls on deaf ears. I'm a huge Jim Harbaugh fan, but to go into football for a second, Harbaugh's never been anywhere more than 4 or 5 years. Is that University of San Diego, Stanford. He was in San Francisco for 4 years, and I hope he revives Michigan and brings the national championship to Ann Arbor. But bottom line is, we'll see. He's got 2 years in with the Wolverines, so over under 2 more, right? And I think Therrien's coaching style conflicts with star players, but he is able to get a lot out of his guys while he has the room. Do I think he lost the room in Montreal? Not necessarily, but if you watch that game Sunday night, and they're a more talented team than the Bruins, I'll be the first person to admit that. The way they got pushed around and just outplayed by a team that they're better than, I think you're Mark Bergevin. You gotta look around and say, all right, well, now what? Now we need different boys. And again, Bergevin had the balls, the guts, whatever you want to call it, to pull the trigger and make a coaching change while the Habs are still in first place in that Atlantic Division. So that's now it's on Claude Julien to go in there and try to help this team be better than it is, if you will. Again, you look at this Atlantic Division. I'm still shocked Ottawa hasn't fallen off yet. Same thing to a certain degree with Claude's former team, the Boston Bruins. And actually, Toronto's sitting pretty in a playoff spot right now. No, go figure. But we'll see what happens in the next. Over the course of the next 24 games and then going into the playoffs. But, again, I think the thing with Therrien, and I defended Michel to a certain degree last year, and then when they stood by him, this past off season. Again, I just think it's time had come, and the Habs had the opportunity to add the best coach on the market. Why wouldn't you go for him? It's kind of like no shit 101. Look at what he's a different coach than he was, during his first go around with the Habs, and I think he's going to do a fantastic job up there. And again, I'm a huge Claude Julien guy, but again, I think Therrien's time had just come. Nothing more than that. So we'll see. And I think I'll do another piece on this. Montreal's going to be very active in the next month or the next couple of weeks with the deadline fast approaching. You heard it here first, folks. Anyway, that's all I got. This episode of the Power Play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.